Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here on the west coast of Canada. I hope everybody is having a super weekend so far. I hope you're staying healthy and happy. Everyone, in today's class, we are looking at an IELTS speaking part 2, a cue card, and I will be telling you some strategies and giving you some advice on how to get that band 9 for the cue card so that you can really be proud of your test scores. Welcome to all of the students who are here with us today. Good to see you, Faria. Hi, Collins. Hi, Rupinder, Harbi, Muhammad Kareen. Good to see you again as well. Nice to see you, Aman, in the class. Good to see you. Yes, I will give you tips, Aman, about this cue card for sure. Students, this lesson is presented to you by aehelp.com. For academic IELTS success, check us out there. For general IELTS, visit us at gieltshelp.com. And good news, we still have our Black Friday coupon still active. So Black Friday is going on now. We have a 40% discount. You can use the code BLKF Day to get that 40% discount from our premium IELTS package. I'll show you real quickly what this looks like. We are world leaders when it comes to IELTS learning. This is our academic IELTS website here with the blue background. You can click this big red button to join our premium package. You can use the coupon code here to get that 40% discount. And this is our general IELTS package or general IELTS website here with the green background at gieltshelp.com. If you have any questions, students, you can always send me an email. My email is adrian@aehelp.com. So you can contact me there. You can check out free vocabulary, cue card examples, speaking examples, videos, reels on IELTS_AEhelp for Instagram. And our other Instagram profile is GIELTShelp for general IELTS. So check us out on Instagram as well. And get our apps, Academic IELTS Help and General IELTS Help. Those apps connect to the website. Okay, so lots of learning, lots of help. We want you to succeed. We want you to get into your university programs. We want you to be able to emigrate to the country of your dreams and live a great life. Hearing our students' success stories makes us extremely motivated and happy. Hi, Rumi. Good to see students in the general English class as well here. Okay, everyone, so we've got this speaking part 2 that's right now, and then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, no class, and then next week from Wednesday, classes throughout the week, so lots of classes. Make sure to check out our schedule on our YouTube channel, subscribe to the channel, check out the posts, and you'll see this schedule a little bit later today. Okay, everyone, here is IELTS Speaking Part 2, the cue card. Okay, so let's take a deep look at this. Speaking Part 2. IELTS, it's got 3 parts to the speaking. Part 2, it's the long part, the cue card. It's the most important part. It has the biggest impact on your overall score, especially if you are already at like a band 6, 7 level. Then to push your band level to 8 or 9, you want to do really well on the cue card, okay? So this is speaking, everyone. So I will ask you to speak and repeat. So copy what I say, copy my intonation, my pronunciation. So speak and repeat, okay? Make sure to copy copy, and copy what I say. If you miss what I say, don't worry. Just keep going. The lesson is being recorded. You'll be able to try again later. Aman, you can definitely talk about cricket. I'm guessing you might be from India. I know cricket is very important to people in India, so you can definitely talk about that. Before you decide what you want to talk about, think first, plan first. We're going to discuss how to do that. It's very, very important to plan first, okay? HGH is asking, how many bands is the cue card worth? It doesn't work that way. It's not like you get separate points for part 1, 2, and 3. The examiner is looking at your overall performance. And it's a good question. That's what affects the score the most, is the overall performance. And part 2 has the biggest impact on your overall speaking performance. Mohammed, you can absolutely talk about boxing. It's definitely suitable. It's a recognized international sport. And if you choose boxing, that will work too. But before we get there, let's talk about what we need to do with this cue card. Hi, Asma. Hi, Harwinder. Welcome, members. Janil Atharwa, Mr. Rahul Preet. Lots of members in the class. Fantastic to see you all. Okay, everyone. So speaking part 2, this one. So speaking part 2 will either be about a person, an object, an event, an idea, or a place. What are we talking about here? A person, a place, an event, an object, or an idea? Well, I'm sure many of you will recognize that this is an event, even though that T is missing from there. So this is indeed an event. Okay. And that's your step 1. Okay, so step 1, recognize the category that you are talking about. And what I mean by that is person, place, event, idea, or object. The focus will be on one of these. For example, here we're talking about an event. And when we talk about an event, what do we need to include? Okay, so when we discuss an event, we need to include some important details in this order. Okay, and I can see Miyen and Asma saying it's an event. Betul is saying hello from Turkey. Ois is saying it's an event. And Moonlight saying it's an event and maybe kind of a place, right? Because a sporting event, they usually take place in a location. Sure. Okay. So event, when we talk about an event, OS says we need to talk about the time. Yeah, so when it happens, the location, so where it happens. Very good, OS. OS says we also need to know about the attendance or the attendees. Yeah, so we need to know about who goes to this event, right? Like, who are the people, right? Harwinder says time, place, date is the same as time, Harwinder, okay? And then we need to talk about the activities, absolutely. And our opinion, okay? And in this order, okay, so the time of the event, of course, explain what the event is, right? The location of the event, the attendance, who goes there, the activities, and the opinion. Indeed. So when you talk about an event, this is what you need to focus on. Okay, let's read the actual cue card now carefully twice. Okay, so let's look at this part 2 cue card. Make sure that we really, really clearly understand it. Okay. All right, here we go, everyone, from the top. So IELTS speaking part 2. Talk about a major sport event in your country. What is the event and when does it take place? Where does the event happen? Why is it so popular? What is your opinion about this sports event? Okay, one more time. Now, I highly recommend reading the card twice, once slowly, once a bit faster, just so you're absolutely clear on the content that you have to include. Okay, so IELTS speaking part 2. Talk about a major sport event in your country. What is the event and when does it take place? Where does the event happen? Why is it so popular? What is your opinion about this sports event? Okay. All right, everyone. So that's the question. We're talking about a major sport event. Okay, so the topic is a major sports event. Okay. And the controlling ideas are all the questions. So now we need to think of some ideas. Okay. So in this step, we're going to call this step 2 for today. Think about 2 to 3 important or possible choices. Okay. So for example, I'm Canadian, so I would say NHL playoffs. Okay. Or if I want to be more specific, I would say NHL Finals. Okay. NHL is the National Hockey League. Okay, I'm Canadian, so of course that's going to be one of my choices, but I know many of you don't know much about hockey. Maybe it's not so popular in your country, and that's fine. So let's see what you are thinking of, okay? Now, this is a sports event. It's not just a major sport, okay? So be really careful. It's a sports event. So you need to think about a sporting event, right? Not just a sport. If you just talk about cricket, you're going to get a low band score because you're not talking about that sporting event, okay? So Patel Viral says IPL. Can you tell me what that stands for? Okay, so be specific, students. I'm not from India, so I don't know what it is. So Ishaya says basketball tournament. What basketball tournament? Okay. Cass Hermoso says football, Asian football games. Okay, which specific event? So, okay, Ois says Syrian Chess Championship. And some people will consider chess a sport, so Syrian Chess Championship. Sure, yeah, so your national chess championships. Okay. Gamer Vlogger says International Premier League Final. Okay. All right. Good. So it has to be a specific sporting event. Okay. Almas says World Cup. And you could do that, Almas. So you could say the World Cup final. Okay. Or the World Cup. Because you could pretend like it's happening in your country. The IELTS is not about the truth. So if you wanted to say that, you know, the World Cup football is happening in your country this year, and that's the sporting event you want to talk about, that's totally fine, okay? The IELTS examiner will be like, okay, you're being hopeful, and you're hoping that the World Cup football will be in your country. So if that's what you want to talk about, that's what you will talk about, okay? Blueberry says the Green Marathon, okay? Yeah, so for me, I might say something like Vancouver Marathon, okay, which is a running event. Absolutely, okay? All right. Nabil says Indian Premier League. Okay, so we've got a lot of people saying the IPL, the Indian Premier League. Let's learn about it. I think it's a great chance, and I think many of our students know about it, so it will be a good one to practice with. So let's go with the IPL, the sporting event, okay? So we'll choose this one for today. When you make a choice, students, okay, make sure that this is very, very important. Very, very, very important, okay? So choose an answer or choose a topic that you can talk lots about. It is relatively easy to talk about. Okay, and it is original. All right. So in India, if you're talking about the IPL, that's good, but remember, you might have a lot of competition in your IELTS exam because maybe a lot of other students will choose that one. So you might choose a different concept, like you might choose something like the New Delhi Marathon, okay? Because maybe not as many students will talk about the New Delhi Marathon, which of course is a big running event, a big running race. And you might do better because the examiner will be like, oh, okay, everybody talked about the IPL, but here's a student talking about the New Delhi Marathon. It's kind of original and some new language, some new vocabulary. There's a good chance that you might get a higher score. So really pay attention to that. Okay, does that make sense, everyone? So being original when possible is a really good idea. Thumbs up? Yeah? Just give me a thumbs up if you understand what I'm talking about there, because that's a really important tip. If you can be original with your topic and talk lots about it, and it's kind of easy to talk about, like the New Delhi Marathon, for instance, then you give yourself a better chance to get a high score. So be careful choosing your topic for your answer. One of the mistakes that many students make is they just talk about the first idea that comes to mind. So they like, okay, World Cup, boom, I just talk about it, right? Maybe it's not the best. You have to use that 1 minute preparation time in a very, very smart way for part 2 in the speaking. And I even tell candidates, like, if it takes you 30 seconds to come up with a good idea, then use half your preparation time to come up with a good idea, because that will have a much bigger impact on your score than if you just write down a lot of notes and talk, but you're repeating ideas, you're talking about the same ideas as the last 10 candidates. It's not the best. Aman Ville says, yeah, I got you, thumbs up, okay? So definitely, and I've got lots of thumbs up from Himansu, Mariam, Muhammad Amandeep, Debek, Farhan, good, okay? So yeah, so be really, really careful about choosing a good topic to talk about, okay? So right now we're going to choose the IPL, and that's fine. That'll work for us today, okay? And here comes our notes. So our notes should be very, very good. They should be useful, okay? So notes that we can use. So now first is the time, okay? And of course you're not writing this down. This is just for the class, for practice. So when does the IPL take place? Thank you, Nick Hill, for those wishes. So IPL, when does it take place? What's the time of the IPL? And I don't know anything about this, so you're really going to have to help me, okay? All right. Janaka, you have to talk about, so the card is talk about a major sporting event. So you can't talk about the cricket match that you organize with your friends, because that's not going to work, okay? So Irfan says May to April. Okay, between May and April. Some of you are saying second week of April. Now notice all of this short form that I'm using, between, BTWN. May, April, second week. Okay, all of that is shortened, right? Okay. Some of you are saying April to June. So it sounds like late spring, early summer. Okay, all right. May would still be considered spring. Okay, April definitely spring. And careful, it's April, May, January, February, March, April. April comes first, so April, May. Okay, so spring. All right, and when you're thinking about the time, also think about the actual time of the event. So what time in the day? Okay. So, Hayod Bag, thank you. And so what time? So when you're taking down notes in the 1 minute, make sure you always take down useful notes, okay? So take useful notes in the 1 minute prep time. All right. So you're probably going to remember saying April to May, so maybe not even write that down. But the time in the day, so what are the times? Okay, Farhan says 3:30 p.m. Manani says 7:30 p.m. So afternoon to evening, right? Okay. So let's say 4 to 8 p.m. Okay, afternoon to evening. That's somewhere in that time that the games start. All right, that's good. That's useful information. That's going to help you. Why? Because that's when people are at home from work. That's when most people have the chance to sit down and enjoy the game. Okay, so again, we're talking about an event, right? And in this event, we have the time. Now we need the location. So remember, this is why you need to know the exact topic and category. So we're talking about a major sports event that takes place in your country. We're talking about the International Premier League and hopefully the Premier League final. We want to be specific. We know the time that it takes place. Now we want to talk about the location. So where are these games happening? Okay. Lots of present perfect, lots of present tense. Good. I can see many of you are thinking about, hey, I need to think about the grammar, right? So one of you said that 4 teams per day play. And where do they play? Okay, Patel says Delhi National Stadium all over India. Okay. Janil says different parts of India, Mumbai, Delhi, Jaipur. Yeah, okay. So, all right, good. Where does the finals take place? So when you have the finals, when you have the last couple teams left in the IPL, where do they play? So do they play at a different stadium depending on where the team is, or do they always play at one stadium? Like, do they always play at the New Delhi National Stadium? So where are the actual finals held? Pancham says usually in Mumbai. Okay. Gamer says in Dubai, Dubai, Dubai. It seems like there's some disagreement of where it's held. Janil says mostly Mumbai. Okay. Okay, good. And so we have the location, the attendees, who goes there. Okay, so this is location. And who are the attendees? So who actually goes to these games? Okay. Now, don't write down words like, don't write down like millions of fans, because we know that millions of fans are going to watch this event, so you don't have to write that down. Patel says people from all walks of life. Okay. All right, that's a nice idiom that you might want to use. All walks of life. Sure, so you might write down an idiom that can help you. It means all types of people. So people from all walks of life means all kinds of people. Okay. Sports enthusiast, Mal says. Very good. So sports enthusiasts. Okay, people who love sports, some nice vocabulary that you might use there. Irfan says cricket enthusiasts. Foreigners, people from other countries who love cricket. Very good. Pranjal says cricket council members. Chairman of the IPL, Rajiv Shukla. Very good. Okay, nice. And what happens? So now the activities. Okay. So in the IPL finals, what happens? Now, please don't say that they play cricket. Obviously, that happens. It wouldn't be a cricket finals or wouldn't be the IPL without playing cricket. So what else happens? Pranjal says there's a closing ceremony. Okay, very good. Okay. Nessie Boba says book reading. They read books in the IPL finals? Really? Pavitra says national anthem. Yeah. National anthem is your national song. Very good. Gunjan says coin flip. Yeah, that's a nice one. That's something that will help you talk more in that 2 minutes. Okay, so the game starts with a coin flip. Okay, very good. All right, what else happens? If there's a closing ceremony, is there an opening ceremony to the finals? Is there like a halftime show like in American football? I don't know if there is. Alma says there's a parade. Okay. Sagar says there's checking the pitch. Okay. There's a strategic timeout, according to one of our viewers. Okay, Akloop says, yes, there's an opening ceremony and a parade. Okay. Very good. Somebody says there's awards at the end of the finals. Yeah, of course. They give the winning team the championship cup and the awards. Very good. So those are the activities. Now, don't forget about your opinion. So what you feel about this sporting event. And please don't write down something like, I love it because I love cricket. Okay, you don't need that in your notes. You're going to remember saying that. You're probably going to say that even twice. Okay, so you don't need to write that down. All right, so don't say I love it. Something else about your opinion. Okay, so what do you feel? What do you think about the IPL finals? All right, and again, don't say I like it or I love it, but some other insight or something that will actually help you talk more in the 2 minutes. Okay, so Pavitra says people get closer. Okay, so people come together. Okay, the word you're looking for is camaraderie. When people cheer for the same goal, when they're working together, they have camaraderie. Okay, camaraderie. I think it comes from the Russian word comrade. Okay. All right, Tangha says, I feel empowered, energized. Yeah, those words you're going to remember. Okay, Sagar says photographs. Okay, enjoying. Yeah. All right. All right, so Himanshu says disappointed if favorite team doesn't get into the final or win. Yeah, absolutely, right? So you might feel, sure, disappointment. I know I do when our Vancouver Canucks don't do well in hockey, and these days they're not doing well. So sometimes we feel disappointment, okay? All right, good. Everyone, you're doing a great job. Let's get into the last step here. And the last step is to think of your first sentence. So step 4, I think, for today. So think of the first sentence to start your speaking. Okay? It's very, very important. So think of your first sentence. So that when the examiner says, okay, your 1 minute preparation time is up, please begin speaking, you can start speaking right away. Okay, so definitely one of the most important sporting events in India is the IPL, which again is the International Premier League, the IPL, or International Premier League cricket final that is held every year in late spring or early summer. Okay, so that would be my first sentence to directly start off my answer to this question. Okay, so that's how you want to start. Let's see what kind of sentences others are coming up with. Nisarg says, I come from a country which is divided by territories and united by cricket. That sounds like a saying. You might want to use that later on, but I would not start that way, Nisarg, because you want to answer the question very specifically when you start, okay? All right? So it's not international, it's Indian. Is the I for Indian Premier League cricket? Indian, like this? Right? Maybe I got that wrong. Again, I'm not familiar with this so much. I don't follow cricket. I know some of you might hate me and maybe even unsubscribe. Oh, he doesn't follow cricket. I'm unsubscribing. I'll get into it. I like getting into new sports, so I'll check out some cricket. I've definitely heard lots about it, and I'll check it out, but I don't know much about it. Okay? All right. Hardik says, hi Adrian, thank you. Because of you, your videos, I achieved Band 7 without any IELTS coaching classes. Hardik, that's awesome. Congratulations. Please send me an email so I can grab your testimonial, and don't spam the chat, please. But I'm very happy that you got a great score. So, okay. First sentences, everyone. Okay. Jainil says, a major event that has been held in India every year is the Indian Premier League. I mean, it's also known as the IPL. Very good. Okay, Mian says, the sports event that first comes to my mind is the AFF Championship or Asian Football Federation Championship. Okay, Mian, you're going with that one, but for this class, just stick with the Indian Premier League cricket, okay? Just so we're all on the same page. And then, Mian, you can try that on your own later, all right? Okay, here we go. Irfan says, the Indian Premier League is arguably one of the most significant sporting events in India, which is held every year in early April to late May, all over India. Very good, Irfan. That's a good Band 9 way to start your answer. Students, when you're starting the answer, you always want to start by directly answering the question. It's very important for high band scores. So this question says, talk about a major sporting event in your country. Okay, so one of the biggest sporting events in my country is the IPL, the Indian Premier League cricket, which is held in late spring, early summer between April and May. And of course, the biggest part of the event is the finals. Okay, you want to focus on one event so that you can talk clearly about it and lots about it. And now the examiner is like, oh, okay, this person is really doing well. They're targeting the question. Okay. Students, please don't say things like, thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk about a sportings event today. You don't have to thank me. You paid a lot of money to sit your IELTS exam. No need to thank me. In fact, it's quite challenging, so you're probably stressed. There's not, I mean, most people would be like, hey, thank you for letting me stress through this exam and paying a whole bunch of money. So don't thank. I know you're trying to be polite, but it's weird. Don't thank the examiner. The other important point, and I repeat this a lot because students do it a lot, is please don't introduce a lot of sporting events. So don't be like, well, there are lots of major sporting events in India each year. including marathons, swimming competitions. There's also basketball and football. But probably the most important event that I want to talk about today is cricket. Specifically, I would like to talk today about the IPL. It's like, whoa, did you just talk 30 seconds to introduce your topic? That's not good. You've just used a significant part of your speaking time, and all you've done is introduce the topic. You haven't answered any of the other questions yet, okay? It's a waste of time. You don't get marks for it, and you're losing marks because you're using valuable time that you can spend to give more details and more explanations, okay? Everybody got that? That's really important, all right? So hopefully everybody picked up on that, all right? So talk about the topic. Don't introduce 10 sporting events. The examiner is interested in one sporting event. Don't thank the examiner. They don't need you to thank them, okay? All right? So Pancham says, the Indian Premier League is no doubt the most viewed and most followed sporting event in India. Good, Pancham. So that's a good way to start, okay? So the examiner says, okay, Pancham, your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking. So you begin speaking. Definitely, one of the most important sporting events in India is the IPL, or Indian Premier League Cricket, especially the final that is held every year from late spring to early summer. Okay, and then I continue, and all I do now is I follow through with my notes, and it's okay to stop and look at the notes. So time, April, spring 4 to 8. Okay, so most of the time, the games happen between 4 and 9 p.m. When most of the fans have time to attend at the stadium or watch from the comfort of their homes after work. If I'm not mistaken, the final usually starts at 7:30 p.m. Okay, so again, I keep coming back to that final so that it's one specific event. Put these ideas together, students. So again, using these notes, put together these ideas, all right? Okay. So every day there are 4 different teams that play, except for the finals where it's just the 2 best teams on that day. Okay, all right, so again, first I'm talking about the time of the event, okay? Now I'm starting to talk about the event, and I'm going to talk about the location. So where is this event held? Let's see what our students are saying. So Aman's saying different places, mainly in New Delhi. I think you said that earlier. But Aman, you're right. This is where we switch to the places. Okay. Ois says IPL happens between April to May for around 40 days. It starts in provincial leagues, then final competitions in central stadiums in the middle of May from 4 to 8 p.m. Okay, very good, Ois. That works. Janiel says it is usually held between mid-April and late May in different cricket stadiums in metropolitan cities of India, namely Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata, and Bangalore. Very good. So I'm just going to grab what Janiel just said and stick it right in there. Boom, there it is. So it is held in, and then here all I'm going to do is remove the formatting so that you can see it clearly. This will give you a chance to practice as well. And then, here, let me just do that one more time. And then we can continue, okay? So here we go. So it is held in different cricket stadiums in metropolitan cities of India, namely Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata, and Bangalore. These locations depend on the winning teams, of course, and their representative home cities. Okay, so I'm guessing that's how it works, right? So if a team from Kolkata is winning, then probably some games are held in Kolkata or in Bangalore, right? So giving those explanations. HGH, you're very, very welcome. Okay, so locations. All right. Nisarg, it doesn't matter if you have an American or British accent or English or Indian accent to your English. You just have to speak clearly. Okay, accent doesn't matter. Clarity matters in your speaking. Okay. All right. So that is the location of where it's happening. You can describe the stadiums a bit too. So the stadiums are quite big and can house anywhere from 20 to 40,000 fans. Okay. And now we can include other attendees. So other than fans, there are people from all walks of life who attend the finals because it is well known worldwide, and there are lots of festivities. In fact, the IPL finals start with an opening ceremony and parade, which is quite amazing to watch. To start the game, a coin is flipped, and the excitement begins. Okay, so all I'm doing is I'm going through those steps of the event, right? So time, location, attendees, activities, and then my opinion. Okay, so how many parts are there, or how many innings are there in cricket? Okay, I know it's somewhat similar to baseball. So how many innings does it take to play a game? I'm not sure the exact terms that are used in cricket, so you're going to have to help me here. Okay, so Pranjal says there are 2 innings. And how long is each inning? An hour long each? Okay, so Sha'an is saying, hi Adrian, I wanted to thank you. Your channel helped me achieve 7.5 overall and 7.5 in speaking, which I was worried about the most. Sha'an, fantastic, congrats. Send me an email so I can get your testimonial. I would love to have your testimonial for us, so send me an email. Okay, so everybody's saying it's about 1.5 hours each, so it's about 90 minutes, okay? So the game is played for 2 90-minute innings and is then followed by the awards ceremony. I love the IPL, especially the finals, not only because I'm an avid cricket fan, but also because it brings people together in India and around the world. It inspires people to be their best, and it is a time for fun and excitement. Okay, so something like that for your answer, everyone, okay? And then before you stop talking, especially if the examiner hasn't stopped you, make sure you look at the cue card and be sure that you answered all of the questions, okay? So here's the cue card again. That's why they keep the cue card or the questions in front of you the whole time, okay? If the examiner didn't want you to look at the cue card again, they just wanted you to read it, they would probably take it away after the 1 minute preparation time. But they don't do that, okay? They keep the questions in front of you until they stop you speaking. And then only at the end, when they change to part 3, that's when they take away the questions. So you really want to remember to look at those questions so many times, even with very fluent English speakers. The candidates miss a question, and if you miss a question, there's a good chance that you're not getting a band 9, okay? You have to answer all of the questions on that cue card to get that band 9, all right? So talk about a major sport event in your country. Okay, I'm talking about the IPL. It's good, and specifically the finals, so I'm focusing. Good. What is the event and when does it take place? I've talked about that. Where does the event happen? Talked about that. Why is it so popular? Maybe I haven't talked a lot about that yet. What is your opinion about this sports event? Okay, I would say IPL is the most popular event in India because it is basically the national sport, and it's played by hundreds of millions of people from childhood. Okay, I can't wait for the next one in 2022. Maybe I'll check that one out with you, okay? The one in 2022. So that's what you want to do, okay? Arvind, you're not going to get penalized for writing more than 250 words in part 2. In fact, I think you did a good job. Just it's important to check your work. That's off topic, but that was an important question. Okay. All right. And Oa says, let's include the starting of the national anthem as well. Okay. All right. Okay, so here we go, everyone. This is a speaking class, so practice with me. Let's do this. So let's speak and repeat, okay? So again, let's look at the cue card. IELTS speaking part 2. Talk about a major sport event in your country. What is the event and when does it take place? Where does the event happen? Why is it so popular? What is your opinion about this sports event? Here we go, everyone. From the top. Definitely one of the most important sporting events in India is the IPL, or Indian Premier League Cricket Final, that is held every year in late spring or early summer. Most of the time, the games happen between 4 and 9 p.m., when many fans have time to attend at the stadium or watch from the comfort of their homes after work and school. If I'm not mistaken, the finals usually start at around 7:30 p.m. It often takes place in Mumbai. Every day there are 4 different teams that play, except for the final, where it's just the 2 best teams on that day. The games are held in different cricket stadiums in metropolitan cities of India, namely Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata, Bangalore. These locations depend on the winning teams, of course, and their representative home cities. The stadiums are quite big and can house anywhere from 20 to 40,000 cricket fans. Other than fans, there are people from all walks of life who attend, especially the finals, because it's known worldwide and there are lots of festivities. In fact, the IPL finals start with an opening ceremony and a parade, which is quite amazing to watch. The start of the game begins with a coin flip, and then the excitement begins. The game is played for two 90-minute innings and is then followed by the award ceremony. I love the IPL, especially the finals, not only because I'm an avid cricket fan, but also because it brings people together in India and around the world. It inspires people to be their best, and it's a time for fun and excitement. IPL is the most popular event in India because it's basically the national sport, and it's played by hundreds of millions of people from childhood. I can't wait for the next IPL in 2022. Okay, and then the examiner will say, all right, your 2 minutes is up. Now we'll continue with part 3. And we're going to do some speaking part 3 practice next week where we'll actually do some voice calls. Okay, it's very difficult to do voice calling for part 2, but I'm thinking I'll do something for part 2 as well in the future. So keep your eyes open for that. Students, you've done a lovely job in today's lesson, and you want to keep it up. Practice your speaking every day. Remember, there's free speaking practice with other IELTS students on our websites, okay? All right, so make sure to use that. This is our general IELTS website here at gieltshelp.com. Here's our academic IELTS website here at aehelp.com. Click this big red button to join the premium package. You can use the Black Friday discount code. Then you get this My Student account. And in your My Student account, you have Task 1, Task 2 writing help for editing, and you have this Student Partner Speaking where you can practice with other students when you click on that. It opens a new page. And then, yep, you see Junaid, False, Usman, Santosh, and lots of students in here right now, which is fantastic. We'll be using that with our students in our next week's classes as well. So again, everyone, the discount code for Black Friday is BLKFDay for a 40% discount off our premium package. Check it out. No class tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, but we'll have lots of classes starting from Wednesday, live classes. I hope everybody is going to have an awesome rest of the weekend, and I hope you all stay safe and stay healthy. You're very welcome, Jamil. Have an awesome weekend. You're welcome, Ois Collins. Thank you for the positive feedback, Quan Chan Vu. I hope all's well with you if you're in Vietnam. And you're very, very welcome, Mohin Abunu Komilova. Nice to have so many of you here with me today, and I wish you all the best. I'm Adrian, signing out from beautiful Victoria for now. Much love to everyone.